All right, guys, this is me, Prarambha, with the eighth episode of the FPLMN show of this season. And with me, I've got Himal Pandey. He's also one of the FPL players and one of the members of our group. So, Himal, welcome to the show. How are you? How are you doing?
Thank you, Rai. Thank you for having me here. I'm doing good, both FPL wise and in terms of life.
Uh, okay, so this is Inira Diamonds. Sponsored FPLMN show. At the same time, we've got some of the partners that we should first of all name before we proceed with our talk today. And our hospitality partners are Park Safari Resort, and at the same time, we also have Hotel Kaushi of Pokhara, and the healthcare partner is Mero Doctor. At the same time, celebration partners are Nitish Sweets and Nitish Bakery. So we'll be talking about them as well as the specific segments of this show comes ahead. So Himal, your Timro Fantasy Premier League को टिमको नाम चाहिँ हिमाल पल्टन्स. Why Pultons?
As a Fultons चाहिँ as a part of कबड्डी चाहिँ पहिला अलि फलो गर्ने Fultons नाम चाहिँ अलि गोर्खा Fultonsबाट अलि इन्स्पायर्ड जस्तै हिमाल Fultons.
Okay, so that is quite an interesting insight as to Timro teamको नाम. So last season, your team ranked 105,168th position, right? So let us just quickly take a brief look at how the last season was. 2,501 points, very impressive. 11th percentile, top 11% of all of the FPL players around the world. So एउटा मात्रै सिजन देखिरहेछ नि किन?
हजुर यो चाहिँ म पुरानो गुगल आइडीको चाहिँ एक्सेस लुज गरेँ योभन्दा अगाडि 2 सिजन पनि थियो तर त्यो गुगल आइडीको एक्सेस लुज गरेपछि चाहिँ यो नयाँ बनाएको आइडीबाट चाहिँ
So sweet and sour memories, Trisha. So this segment was actually brought out to all of us by Nitish Bakery Celebration Partners, Sweet Memories. So your old ID ko chai password birseko bhara, you created a new FPL ID in which you scored 2,501 points in the last season, right?
हजुर.
So त्योभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ कस्तो भइरहेको थियो लाइक हुन्छ नि FPL when you were playing with your other ID? What was the kind of points that you were getting? Ranking कस्तो भइरहेको थियो? Please tell us about that.
फर्स्ट सिजन चाहिँ मेरो पक्कै पनि कोभिड सिजन हुनुपर्छ जुन लिभरपुलले जितेको थियो त्यो सिजन चाहिँ म आफ्टर कोभिड नै म प्रिमियर लिग खेल्नु फ्यान्टेसी प्रिमियर लिग खेल्नु सुरु गरेको भनौँ. त्यस पछाडिको सिजन चाहिँ मेरो फुल सिजन थियो. त्यो सिजन आई ऱ्याङ्क अराउन्ड 135,000 I guess and points was around 2,350 or something.
Okay, so we have some of our friends also putting in their comments as this program progresses. Big fan Himal sir says Napoleon Vishnu. Keep those comments coming up. Shout out to Himal das. All right. So Himal, which club do you support? So they bisira.
More Liverpool there.
Liverpool. Okay, so you got started. You started actually playing FPL when Liverpool actually won the Premier League after a long period of time, and
Hazır.
So what are your expectations with Liverpool this season then?
This season, as of now, Liverpool is not doing good, but it is into transition phase with Matip back, Thiago back. Now I expect them to come back.
Okay, and at the same time, we'll definitely be talking about your FPL team and then your plans about how to use the wildcards and everything, the chips as well. So, which one Liverpool player that you think will shine again, or maybe for the first time, or maybe will be someone out of the blue, not expected, doing well at the FPL this season, except for Salah? Absence of money in the in the performance of Liverpool, and at the same time your FPL points.
सुरुमा रिप्लेसमेन्ट ट्रान्जिसन फेजमा चाहिँ अलिक गाह्रो भइहाल्छ र अब बिस्तारै युज टु इट. डायज हेज बीन प्लेइङ गुड अन लेफ्ट विङ. अब राइट विङमा सादा भइहाल्यो. And
okay,
फ्रन्टमा जोटा, फेमिनो and of course Darwin Núñez were good to go.
All right, so yeah, signings पनि छ हैन. The departure of Sadio Mane probably will have its own impact, but at the same time you've got your backup signings and then new players coming in. Yeah, great. All right, so let's move on and have a quick look at top transfers in this game week. We saw a lot of different things happening. Obviously, first of all, let us begin with remembering the deceased Queen of England, because of whom the fixtures have been changed a bit. And based on that, also a lot of team changes and fixture changes भएको छ. All of us already are aware about that. So top transfers this game week: Kieran Trippier from Newcastle United, has been brought in by a lot of different FPL managers. Nick Pope, the goalkeeper, Marcus Rashford after his brilliant performance against Liverpool. Probably United fans also expect a lot from this striker who has his contract issues with Manchester United. And then there's Kevin De Bruyne. Nobody has tunes, and you keep on like bragging about what quality player Kevin De Bruyne is, and Mitrovic. So Himal, your top transfers मध्ये से देखिरहेको मध्ये, which one is quite surprising for you?
For me now, since United game is postponed, I think Rashford is the surprising one. अरू चाहिँ एज अफ नाउ फर्ममै छ भनौँ, पोइन्ट्स दिइरहेको छ, तर I guess casuals are getting in, or before the news came out. I guess the Rashford is the surprising one.
Yeah, right, है त्यो म्याच पोस्टपोन भएपछि हामी सबैको टिमलाई नै अलिअलि त्यो चेन्जेस पढ्ने भइ नै हाल्यो. सो टप ट्रान्सफर्स आउट दिस गेम विक, top of the list is Mohamed Salah. What is your opinion about that? And then Alexander Arnold.
Yeah. Since fixtures is postponed as well, and Salah is not doing what Salah is supposed to do. That's the reason, I guess. And for Arnold, not getting clean sheet points, this could be something of a bonus magnet for him.
And quite unfortunate in the previous match as well. Last match मा त यो 60 minutes हुनुभन्दा अगाडि नै सब आउट भइसकेको थियो जस्तो लाग्छ. That is why he didn't get, despite having the clean sheet, he didn't get the points that we would have wanted him to. Okay, so the other outs are Gabriel Jesus, Arsenal. Though Arsenal have a fixture, Luis Diaz, Pascal Gross. So any other names that you see you find quite surprising or shocking that they should not have been subbed out जस्तो लाग्ने तिमीलाई?
जेसुस नै भनौँ, आर्सेनलको गेम छ ब्रेन्टफोर्डसँग, त्यो पनि अब फर्ममै भएको प्लेयर, अब मेन अट्याकर नै भनौँ न आर्सेनल. तर वाइल्ड कार्ड ड्राफ्टमा चाहिँ मिट्रोभिच अनि फेरि लिस्टाको भएर चाहिँ ट्रान्सफर आउटमा आएको होला.
Okay, so we have a comment from Turan bro. Turan bro says Liverpool from both flank heavy now turn into a left flank team. What has happened to Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mohamed Salah? What is your answer to it?
Harvey Elliott on right midfield, Arnold on right back, and Salah on right wing is not working that is supposed to work good. Salah चाहिँ अलि वाइड खेलिरहेको जस्तो मानिरहेको छ मैले, अनि the quality chances creation त्यताबाट भएको छैन, and Diaz has been doing good, so it might be left back.
All right, similar question we have from Ali's Arsenal, Nepal. Why is Mohamed Salah not scoring? So you pretty much have answered that. But still, we have, whenever we talk about Mohamed Salah, we have a lot of expectations in terms of goals and conversions. So what is missing? What is that spark that is missing this season in Salah?
He's not taking that much shots as he should be taking. अघिल्लो गेममा पनि भनौँ 90 एक्स्ट्रा टाइमसम्म एउटा पनि शट लिएको थिएन होला सायद, पछि चाहिँ तिनवटा शट लियो. He's not being on the position he need to be since Diaz र अब डार्विन नुनेज जोटा जो खेलेको छ उ चाहिँ सेन्टरमा आफू वाइड भएर चाहिँ शट नलेको अलिक चान्स क्रिएटर जस्तो पोजिसन निभाएको जस्तो फिल भइरहेको.
All right, so yeah, we'll be taking in the comments. So please keep your comments coming in. So let us move on with this slide for now. So fixtures, trouble for FPL managers, so that because most of us probably had done हाम्रो सबसहरु गरिसकेको थियो होला, and then the unfortunate death of the Queen happened, because of which fixtures were changed. Saturday we've got Aston Villa taking on Southampton. What's your prediction, Himal, on that? First match of this, in fact, duita matches every kick-off time. So an Aston Villa take on Southampton, and then Fulham travel to Nottingham Forest. So what is your prediction of these two matches before we talk about Wolves and Manchester City?
Had it been a regular Villa game, I would expect them to win, but now since they are out of form, they used to be good defensively and as well average attacking wise. But now since Southampton, Adams is in form as well, I expect it to be around 1-1 or 2-2 draw. Nottingham Forest or Fulham, but I expect Fulham to go win.
Manchester City travel to Wolves. Diego Costa is back in Wolverhampton Wanderers. Not sure if he's going to start the match. What is your take on this match? Because Wolves is a very good team. We've seen Wolves stun bigger teams in previous seasons as well. So what is your take?
Wolves चाहिँ डिफेन्सिभली भन्दा चाहिँ अलि राम्रो टिमै भन्नुपर्छ. Attacking वाइज चाहिँ I don't rate Wolves as much because I have held Neto for 5 to 6 game weeks and got nothing in return except 0.3 drop. So I expect Man City to win by 2 or 3.
Obviously Erling Haaland scored last night as well in the Champions League. What a beautiful goal that was.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
is stopping him at the moment. So, okay, so City understood. On Sunday, Newcastle United, one of the teams to look at for this season, I guess. They welcome Bournemouth. Spurs take on Leicester before Brentford go head to head against Arsenal. And then the last match of this game week is Everton play against West Ham from London. So, your predictions for the Sunday fixtures?
For Newcastle game, I expect getting clean sheet from Pope and Tripper both, and might be around 2-0, 1-0, I guess.
Mhm.
Newcastle have been even creating good chances, even in attack. They have been solid defensively. Uh,
Mhm.
First, Leicester have been a very poor defensive force this season, and
Mhm.
Spurs पनि even attack man. Let's say they are not doing what they are supposed to do. They are doing getting cloth wings and all. They used to be a heavy attacking team on counters and all, but all season only possession based team. So, but I still expect Spurs to 2-1, 3-1, I guess.
The other one is Arsenal Brentford.
Brentford, Arsenal Brentford, I don't expect Arsenal to keep clean sheet, but they will get the win, I guess.
Okay, and the last one for this game week is Everton taking on West Ham United.
Yeah, both teams have not been in the form they should have supposed to be in. Everton not doing that good, and West Ham not being that good attacking wise that they're supposed to be Bao and Antonio and all. But I expect with the fixture change coming up for West Ham, I expect West Ham to do a turnaround.
All right, so that was about the transfers this week and then the fixtures for the game week 8. All right, so let us take a look at Arsenal. Your opinion about Arsenal so far this season, first of all.
So far, this season they have been good, very good. In fact, in top of the Premier League table. And in terms of fantasy wise, their assets have been underpriced heavily, and that's the reason they have been on massive. Even Jesus clinching around 80%.
Mhm.
And then,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
of
please
course,
continue.
Martinelli coming around at around 6.5, while at Gimmick 1, everybody was prioritizing Saka. And then he's getting all those shots from outside the box, even inside the box. He's looking a good FPL.
And you've mentioned Jesus and Martinelli. So the way Arsenal play this, they have been playing this season since the very first match. They were even like I think they're still on the top of the table. That's for a reason. Also probably because of the fixtures. So do you think Arsenal have been blessed with the relatively easier fixtures in the Premier League season this time?
Yeah, now they have been best as of now, but they're yet now going to be tested with Man City getting postponed and shifted to 12th. Tottenham and Liverpool coming, their fate will be tested.
The next one itself against Brentford. Brentford have been like actually playing above than what people would have expected them to. You know? So Brentford, though we have a green signal for Brentford, and then what follows is a London derby with Tottenham before taking on Liverpool, and then Leeds. Leeds also like actually, at times they give tough challenges
Absolutely.
to bigger teams, right? So do you think उनीहरूको फिक्चर्सहरू चाहिँ अलिक गाह्रो हुँदै गइरहेको and then we'll probably see Arsenal struggling a bit in the coming game weeks?
ब्रेन्टफोर्ड भनौँ एटेकिङ वाइज राम्रो छ लगभग अब आउने फिक्चरहरू चाहिँ सबै अलि टफ टफ नै छ दे विल बी टेस्टेड अफ कोर्स बट विथ पार्टी ब्याक आई एक्सपेक्ट टु बी गुड डिफेन्सिभली they had clean sheet almost every time when he was on field. So, well, let's see.
So you
But they'll be
you
tested, yeah.
so do you recommend holding on to assets from Arsenal?
For Martinelli, I will say yes, but for Jesus, after the Brentford game, if you are not on the wild card or you are activating wild card on 9th, you have better players in the forward.
Okay, yeah, because we have like again, like I mentioned, Diego Costa coming in at 5.5 UV clicks. If you start scoring, we already know. So we've seen him do wonders for Chelsea when he was with the Chelsea side. So there are a lot of other strikers as well who've been performing at a lower cost. At the same time, we probably want to have strikers like Erling Haaland who are inexpensive, and even if Aubameyang starts clicking, the aspects of the So yeah, so let's move on
Hazard.
from here to. Um, The next team, Brentford. So give us an insight about the players that we see as bargains up here.
Yeah, Tone, of course, he has been doing good. Even last week, clinching hat trick and getting 19, 17 points, I guess. Yeah, with
Yeah,
brilliant free kick, penalty, and on-field goal.
yeah, he himself mentioned, I think it was a tweet in
Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah,
even Tony actually mentioned that people who got me out of the team, now you see when you have a tweet take at his
yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, so yeah, Tony is the one to watch. What do you say about Moembo?
There are other options in midfield, but he's doing good comparative to last season. Last season, he hit the post almost 6 to 7 times. While I have already in team, it was kind of a depression to on. But now he has been getting goals.
Yeah, and what do you think about their fixtures? Because so far they have been like doing quite well for their own standards of the Lagi. What do you think about their upcoming fixtures?
Yeah, Arsenal game is tough. It is tough, but after Arsenal, that Bournemouth fixture is the one you are going to target.
Mhm.
Newcastle and Brighton are good defensively, but they are good attacking wise as well. So it will be a good match to watch.
And there's this one question from Sabine again. So is Tony favorite to keep till the end of the season?
End of the season early, I have had holding up to last game week, but since I'm on wild card, I'm getting rises from other players. But I guess I'll be back to Tony again.
All right.
Because-
So yeah, the way he's played so far, and it's been quite impressive. And probably like considering the fixtures, Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Brighton after Arsenal. So Brighton probably also though it's a bit टाढै छ त्यो म्याच गेम 11 को सम्म पुग्नको लागि त होइन but still like they're out of without a manager player manager नै छ Adam Lallana is there so the fixtures look relatively easier after Arsenal so probably keep
Also,
them in my opinion so what do you think about that.
yeah, the same for me. Now, uh, I'm getting, but current state of my team, I had Tony Dells last game week. In my current wildcard room, I don't have him, but I am pretty sure I'll be getting him before wildcard again,
In,
before the
uh,
deadline again. Yeah.
okay. All right. So
He's been
moving on.
the
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been the main core of the team, dropping deep, getting assists, and going forward, getting the goals.
Mhm. And
He's
earning
been the
points for
central
FL
of the team.
managers
Yeah, yeah,
who have him. All right. So up next is Manchester City. The way they've been playing, especially the introduction of Aland, the Norwegian striker, has been
also.
a new breath of fresh air just for even Manchester City fans themselves. They probably didn't expect Alan to begin the way he has. So, what is your opinion, first of all, about Alan only?
Yeah, he has been absolutely amazing as of now. Anybody gives the ball into D-box, he will get it into the nets, and any chance will be converted. Like yesterday's goal, it was a brilliant assist from Cancelo, but the way he converted that, it was amazing.
त्यो गोलको हेर्ने हिजो रातिको गोलको लाइक हुन्छ नि खुट्टा दुइटा खुट्टाको डिस्टेन्स नै मात्रै हेर्ने हो भने पनि इट
हजुर
probably was
हजुर
taller than you and me क्या होइन so it
हजुर
appeared as if like that so this guy is very athletic this guy runs
yeah
this guy हुन्छ नि shooting finishing heads the goals हुन्छ नि is acrobatic both foot amazing so what a talent and what a find for Manchester City.
yeah, he looks nothing less than a robot.
Yeah, indeed. So let's talk about the other premium player in the Manchester City squad. It's Kevin De Bruyne. Your opinion on him?
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, he has been a very, very good player in terms of season. With Haaland on the team, he's expected to get more assists than last season, and he has been doing it. He has been getting the assists regularly. But in terms of big goals are concerned, he's not getting them now. He's not taking the shots like he used to take last season because there is Haaland. He'll always be always there in the box. He'll be always there in the box, so you better pass him.
But त्यो भन्दा भन्दै पनि होइन so like City this season will probably be scoring like हुन्छ नि हान्यो भने 1-0 2-0 मात्रै जित्ने होइन like they will probably go on to add like 3-4 more होइन so that probably means involvement of other players wingers strikers as well so Kevin De Bruyne
Yeah, yeah.
probably has this room this season to go on to हुन्छ नि score more. What do you think?
Also, yeah, yeah. At his premium bracket, since Salah is not doing what Salah is supposed to do, but even though he's doing good, De Bruyne is the one that is for either Son or De Bruyne. Son is not in form as well. So for those players that give points consistently and can be looked as a captain option, even though Haaland is now kind of permanent captain. But
Mhm.
apart from Haaland, De Bruyne looks the one.
Yeah, so pretty much like I think everybody is thinking Haaland throughout the season, but at the same time, Kevin De Bruyne in place of if you don't have Haaland, if your team does not have Haaland, that's already a loss. But at the same time, if you've got Salah or Son, you probably might have to think about Kevin De Bruyne as the takeaway from Himal's statement here. So please talk a bit about Phil Foden, who's been doing quite well so far, and then Cancelo, the defender.
Yeah, yeah. Phil Foden, I didn't expect him to start every Premier League games, but he has been doing so. So I'm really looking him into consideration, forming a triple city of Haaland, Foden, and Cancelo. He's been playing on the left regularly. Previously, he didn't pass the ball to Haaland, but he's doing it now. Maybe we can take some assists and get some goals.
And Cancelo.
For for Cancelo, yeah, I did bet him going against him this season, but now I do regret, and I'm getting back. He's from the one of the best defense in the team, and uh, while he played from the right last game against UCL, the game before, and even in the left the last game, he has been getting 3 assists in the last 2 games, so
Mhm.
he looks like some kind of bonus man.
Exactly. So your suggestion for three players from Manchester City include Haaland, Foden, and Cancelo, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you don't want to on De Bruyne and looking for alternatives, you
Uh,
gotta have 3 players from Man City.
So, considering the upcoming fixtures of Manchester City, we play Wolves, United in a Manchester derby, Southampton, and then Liverpool. There's this question from Prashant Acharya. Can Kevin De Bruyne outscore Salah for next 4 game weeks until the blank in game week 12?
Yeah, yeah, I expect him to do so. Kevin De Bruyne will be playing 4 games while Salah will be playing 3. And on 12, we can swap him straight directly to Salah. So he looks like he's the best replacement. Else, we need to go for searching fonts.
Exactly. All right. So, of the next 4 fixtures, do you see Manchester City dropping points anywhere? Because they also have United and Liverpool, either sides of the Southampton fixture.
Yeah, United, they have done good this season. I expect that game to be interesting, but not like last season. It will be interesting, of course. And Liverpool game, that will be up to looking at the Community Shield game. We did one, but now City are looking different, and Liverpool are getting their form back slowly. So
Oh, and you being a Liverpool fan probably want to then you apply some breaks to the momentum that City already have. They've already
yeah,
drawn one match against Newcastle. That was it.
yeah,
So. And there is another question, like in relation to Manchester City. This has come from Soros Nirola, and he asks Rashford versus Foden in the longer run. So, do you think should be an asset to like contain in the team, or have in your wish list, or monitor for the longer run?
for Foden versus Rashford, I expect Foden to do good up to game 10, and then we can swap back to Rashford at around game 11 when City play Liverpool, or when to well City blank. So Foden and then Rashford is the way to go, I guess.
All right, so I hope we've answered the questions in relation to players involved in Manchester City so far as well. So we move on, and then we've got Tottenham Hotspur. Probably not the kind of start they might have wanted, but at the same time they've been playing quite well. And now under Antonio Conte, it always takes time for like players to get used to the philosophies of managers. Your opinion on Tottenham players that we've identified on the screen, and at the same time their fixtures.
Yeah, Tottenham, I expected it to go big this season, bang, 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 goals and all, but they have not been that kind of. They have not been playing that kind of a game. They have been getting 2 goals or 3 goals, that in the close moment and getting the wins. But as the season progresses, I expect them to go good. Yeah, Kuduiski is the one I'm looking at if he gets the regular start, because last season what he did at the end, along with
He was
Son,
amazing.
that yeah, was getting all those 15, 16 points on regular basis.
we had a lot of expectations from Kulusevski, even हुन्छ नि सुरुदेखि नै this season is done pretty much like हुन्छ नि he is in and around that mark of where he had left off last season. We expected him to like हुन्छ नि begin at the same with the same momentum, but has not happened on a consistent basis. But considering the fixtures, Tottenham Hotspur, like they have a couple of difficult matches up front, Leicester and then Arsenal, but after that looks a bit easier for them. What do you think?
Yeah, of course, the fixture is really changing for Spurs, and with Richa back, and he's getting a goals. Uh, Rotation is not particularly what we expect for his first player, but it is happening now. So we need to have a look at all those players that are going to play. And after Game Week 9 particularly, on English first player is the way.
So before we take this question from Prashantai again, let us briefly delve into the forward, Harry Kane, and then the creator for Harry Kane at times, and at the same time, brilliant Asian player who's been scoring goals for France in the previous seasons, Son Heung-min. Your opinions about these two players?
Yeah, Kane this season he has done particularly good than Son, and he's been even not in that highlight because of the way Haaland is getting points. But as far as the premium bracket is concerned, I expect Kane to be the second best premium after Haaland. He's been dropping down, getting assists, and he's on penalties, he's getting goals.
So Son has to like raise his bar a little higher than what he's done so far this season, so that we get to see the same Son which we've been witnessing with the goals and runs and assists in the previous seasons.
Yeah. Depressing finish is not particularly what you expect from Son. He has been overperforming his expected goals each and every season, but this season the luck has been not been in his side.
At the same time, we're quite early in the season पनि होला हैन, तर the way he's performed over the past couple of seasons, that expectation has already built up. Son भन्ने बित्तिकै we think of more than 17-18 goals a season.
Whenever whenever you have Son in your team, you expect goals. You don't expect the pressing defense and all. If he gets chances, he's the one to finish.
Exactly. All right. So there's a question in relation to Tottenham. So suggestions for. I'm so sorry if I was interrupting. So there's a question from Prasantai, which says suggestions for Perisic owners. Ivan Perisic, the new signing.
Yeah, Perisic has been doing good. Even in UCL game last UCL game yesterday, I checked his stats and all. He had getting clinching 0.5 expected assist. The fixture with Leicester is the one to own him. But if you are particularly on wildcard, you can only have him for one game. Then the fixture turns. Fixture turns up to 2 games, I guess. Yeah, Spurs. Arsenal is the game that he should be on bench. We don't expect clean sheet, but he has been. When you get the clean sheet, he is kind of a bonus magnet. He has been creating chances, he's in corners. He has been throwing corners onto the head of Richarlison. He's been particularly playing as a winger.
Exactly. So that is also why most of us had him in our teams. So your suggestion for the others is to like probably not have him in the starting 11 for the Arsenal match, but then he probably might start in the other matches following the Arsenal London derby.
Talking about Spurs, I expected Doherty to play a little more games. Yeah. Last season he was absolutely amazing, getting goals, getting assists, getting big goals. But this season he has been not getting enough minutes. So when he starts getting, I guess he's the one that will look as good.
All right. Okay, so we move on from Tottenham to Leicester. Please put in your insight about Vardy Party, James Maddison, and Ward.
Yeah, Vardy Party has not been that amazing party that is supposed to be. And Addison, of course, he has been converting free kicks, being on the chances, getting assists. He has been doing good, but as a whole, Leicester, they have been very underperforming. They are on the relegation zone now, I guess. Ward, we expected we didn't expect 4.0 million keeper, but we didn't even expect 1 point from it every game. We expected at least one clean sheet and all, but he has been like 1 point magnet all the season.
Okay, and what about Madison though? He's been pretty much impressive with free kicks and everything, but Spanish set pieces, man, like we've not seen Leicester do as well as they've been doing in the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, they have been dominated in the game itself by their opponents. So the attacking wise, they have been good, but defensively, they have been very, very worse. They have been conceding goals here and there, two or three in each and every game. So attacking expect I if they improve defensively, I expect attacking expect to improve as well.
Well, Awadzade, with the departure of Fofana, who was so important for them and impressive for them as well, there's probably going to be a gap in their defense as well. So probably Leicester defenders not the players to have in your FPL.
Yeah, they are the avoid of course. Only defense Leicester defense you can have is either Ward or Everson. Everson because it's 3.9 and Ward because sometimes you get 1 point from him. Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, he's savvy. It's also whenever we talk about goalkeepers, it's also about the number of saves they make, right? So त्यसले गर्दा पनि pointsहरू आइरहने हुनसक्छ. So that was about Leicester, but they take on their next four fixtures. What do you think about the kind of challenge they are facing in the coming game weeks?
Leicester for the fixture for Leicester is changing. Yeah, that for attacking prospect, I expect them to go good. But the same reason, the only FPL asset looking on from Leicester is Madison. Even Barnes is not doing that particularly good. So within around that 7.5 to 8 million bracket, where many more options fixture is particularly changing. So I think Madison can be bought, but watching it for 1 to 2 can also be good.
Yeah, well, that quite makes sense as well. Given the fact that they are currently in that relegation zone, and they have matches against teams that we expect to be in and around that drop zone as the season progresses. So they have to make a comeback into the league. Otherwise, they might be struggling come the December period. They will be panicking and then making purchases in the January window. So, how do you assess their entire season? Just given on the grounds that they have not performed well so far.
Yeah, particularly at the start of the season, I expected Leicester to sign one goalkeeper, but they went with Ward, and they've been selling defenders, and Michael left for 1 million for Nice as well. So if they had good defense, the attack will be a significantly probably proposed as well. But they are not doing that good. The next two fixtures on game week 9 and 10 are the fixtures that should be we should be targeting attacking wise. So if we are not on wildcard and we are activating wildcard on around 9, I would expect to see the game versus Tottenham and then by Madison at around game week 9 and 10 if we are on game week 9 wildcard.
All right, yes, that makes sense. That definitely also comes as a great opportunity for Leicester to make amends and come back well into the season, which they've not started that well enough. So game week 9 and 10, even 11 looks a bit winnable for Leicester after the Tottenham match. If they make some significant, not just significant, make some tweaks in their squad or playing style, they probably might even be able to give a tough challenge to Tottenham. So yeah, it looks quite promising for them after the Tottenham clash. Okay, so Newcastle United, the team that we expect to do well this season, especially after the change in ownership and the new players coming in. Isaac, even the Swedish forward legendary player himself has been speaking about Isaac. So he said, if there's anyone going to be a better striker than me for Sweden, it's going to be Isaac. So how do you look at him coming into Premier League and adapting to it? He's already scored a goal.
Yeah, he has already scored a goal, and the next goal was rolling offside. Wise as well with Bruno on the midfield, ASM on the flank, left flank, I guess. Yeah, they have the chances to play it. If Isak is the one that should be finishing, guys, he's the one to on. And his price bracket is surprising as well. He kind of took bargain, yeah.
Exactly, and he comes with a very rich history of scoring wonderful goals as well. So, a bargain purchase for players if you're looking for someone who is like affordable for your team and then who's right well with the mix of your FPL team as well. Talking about Kieran Trippier, did you expect him to do well?
Uh, I kind of expected him to get the clean sheet, but the way he's getting all those bonuses, free kicks, chance creation, and all, I didn't expect him to do that good. But somehow I expected clean sheet, but the extra points are the one to watch.
Exactly. So, what
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
Pope?
Yeah, Pope, I indeed expected him to do what he's doing now. I have had him since game week one. I expected Ramsdale to not get all those save points since Arsenal have improved defensive wise. So at 5.0 bracket, I expected Pope to do good since game week one. I haven't since then, and he has been doing good for me. Another tribute of all those. I have had him captain in game week 7, which was a blank fixer for everybody.
Okay, and looking at their upcoming fixtures, they seem to have green fixtures and probably looks
Okay.
easier to the neutral eyes. But what is your opinion about their next four matches?
Yeah, the fixtures do indeed look good. Even in the fixtures that already went, they had two top six teams, I guess, but they didn't concede more. They have been solely defensive wise, and all the shots they have conceded are not the ones that will be turned into goals. They are kind of the save points for Pope. So triple and Pope is the way to go. Even if you can't open a midfield or forward player, you can go for triple Newcastle defense as well.
Exactly, and at the same time, I agree with what Sobin has been saying in the comment section. If Newcastle finish the league in the top 10 next season, the owners are likely to bring in a lot of big players as well. They probably have their own European aspirations as well. And we've been hearing about a lot of different pundits in the broadcast of Premier League as well. They expect Newcastle United to be the outside team to give a tough challenge to the big six of the Premier League. What is your opinion on that?
This season, I expect them to do what West Ham was for last season. Either they will go for Europa or Conference League. I expect them to go in one of them. Defensive wise, they have been
Exactly.
very good this season. Yeah, they have been outperforming most of the top six teams. And even attacking wise, yeah, they have been creating all the chances. Stand maximum back on form. He's getting the goals. He's getting the assists. Yeah. And Isak, they got Isak right now.
Exactly. And most wildcard teams going for double, Trippier, Pope, double up. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is also what you suggest.
Yeah, that is the way to go, I guess, because being early on all those feature swings and all is the reason for the wild card. So getting three players from Newcastle is the way to go. I guess.
All right. So on that note, we go to Nottingham Forest, Gibbs White and Nico Williams.
Yeah, Gibbs White was surprising signing at that price bracket at first, but what he has been doing at that attacking midfield position is been good. Yeah, but on midfielders, then there are other more players to own. But if you are looking to own one from Newcastle, Gibbs White is the one. And as
So
far
it's
as Nico Williams is confirmed,
Nottingham.
yeah, yeah. Uh, as far as Nico Williams is concerned, he has been a defender on the 4.0 price bracket, and he has been creating chances. He has been going forward, but we are not getting the clean sheet points up to now. But once we start getting them, we'll be getting holes. And in last game, when we
Yeah.
played him, he got assist.
You have him in your team.
Yeah. I expected clean sheet and a goal assist, but I'm
Mhm.
happy with the assist only.
Okay. So their next four fixtures: Fulham and then Leicester, Aston Villa, Wolves. So your opinion about their next four matches?
Fulham game is fine, but if Leicester improve, if Leicester improves, yeah, with the fixtures in Leicester improve, that is a tough game because the attacking wise Leicester are good, and Williams is the one we are targeting from Forest. So to play him, it doesn't sound that good. Even Aston Villa are a good attacking team, but they have been on a bad form this season, particularly on a very bad form, even defensive wise and attacking wise. Wolves is a tough game as well. Fulham games look good attacking wise, but defensive wise, Fulham are on a good form as well. So the fixtures may look good on paper, but particularly for owning Nottingham Forest players, I don't think it looks that good. Only bench for Williams is fine.
Yeah, considering the next four matches, particularly in Leicester City and Aston Villa, they probably want to do better than what they've been doing. At the same time, they get to play again with a team which will be in and around themselves. So this is a fixture. These, in fact, four next fixtures for Nottingham Forest very important in terms of where they see or want to see themselves landing. So they have to do defensively all of these four matches.
Also,
Okay. All right. So Himal has brought a big fan following to our show tonight, and we FPL manager Nepal thanks Himal for that. Okay. So Fulham, the other London team, Mitrovic and Andreas. Let's have some
yeah,
conversation about them. What do you think about Mitrovic?
yeah, Mitrovic, I expected him. Most people expect him to go big on Champions League and come back to Premier League and just get 5 to 10 goals, like the depressing way he earned in particularly the season before last season. But he cleans trace against Liverpool only on that draw game. And after a blank, on which he got a card, I guess,
He's a bit card prone. Otherwise, he's a very good striker.
that goals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He has been getting goals in five. He has not got goals in only one of the 6, I guess. So
Exactly. He's had a brilliant
in
start, a Midas touch on his feet so far, but
yeah, in
as
game
the
week one,
season
everybody
progresses,
expected
there
him.
might be things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in game week one, after he cleans
We
2 goals,
had
everybody expected that he has just got 3 goals left in his pocket and all. But now, the way he's playing, everybody wants to own him.
exactly, and then Andreas, the buy
And yes, yeah, that price bracket at 4.5 is the one to have your at a bench. So if some of your players don't play the game, they get injured or the fixture get cancelled. Uh, it is particularly good if you play Andreas is the one that can be trusted. He has been on set pieces and Fulham have been good attacking wise. So Andreas is the one to earn. Mitrovic, if you can accommodate 3 players, yeah, 3 forwards with Haaland already set there. Isaac, Tony, and Mitrovic, two among them, yeah, that is good.
Okay, and looking at their upcoming fixtures, your opinion on how tough are they for Fulham, and whether it's good to have the defenders or midfielders or forwards for these upcoming four matches?
Yeah, first game at game 8, I expect it to be a Hall game particularly because that's the fixture wants to target. Yeah, but Newcastle game, as far as attacking aspect is concerned, that game is not the preferred one. In West Ham, they have not been doing that particularly good. It is average kind of fixture, and the 11th game, of course, that is again the fixture to target. So 3 out of 4 fixtures look good, but Newcastle one is the one that particularly not impressed.
All right, so that is the insight from our expert for the day, Himal, on Fulham and Fulham assets. And with that, we move on to another London team, which is West Ham United. Antonio, always one of the star players of West Ham. Bowen was very good last year, and Bakita plays well, did well against Chelsea as well. So, first of all, what a match against Chelsea. A brilliant performance by West Ham United. And your opinion on these players?
Yeah, Antonio and Bannerema last season, yeah, the first 5 games, they were the one that changed the rank the whole season around 50 to 60 points lead. But this season, I expected West Ham to do a lot better than they have done now. Uh, and Antonio, as we think, when his hamstring is fine, he's the one to one,
I
but
think
has particularly not been the case this time.
West Ham also have other players like Ben Rama and other players who create a lot of
Yeah,
chances, and
yeah.
Antonio is there to finish. Even Declan Rice himself, like Mzee. So, what is your recommendation in regard to assets from West Ham to have or not have in the coming fixtures, game weeks?
Yeah, Bowen last season he was a kind of a premium player. Yeah, he scored around 200 points. He scored in that double game in which every one of us captain, I guess. And he was on great form. He was being on those positions that one needs to be to get the goal. But this season he has not been converting that many chances. He has not been on those places to get where you should be to convert all those chances. But with fixtures changing, I expect Bowen to do good. He's a quality player.
Exactly. And if we look at their matches for the next 4 game weeks, Everton, Wolves, Fulham, and then that's Southampton. So if you were to have one West Ham player for all of these 4 game weeks, who would you?
It will be Bowen, I guess, because even in Europa, he did indeed take the penalty. So if he starts getting the form he had last season, and even with the added penalty, yeah, he's the one to go. Because in forward prison, we already have, we can only own 3 players. So Bowen with penalties, he's the one.
All right. So the question that we have for you for now is: should I let go Martinelli following difficult fixtures ahead?
I'll look to hold him for Game Week 8 if you are not on wildcard and you are yet to activate it. And on Game Week 9 wildcard, I'll look to shift to other players. But if you are on free transfer, you are not on wildcard, you can hold him for one Game Week. Yeah, but Game Week 8 wildcard, it is a decision to take. Even for me, I have been holding him for this long, but I don't know if I'll hold any further.
Okay. All right. So the next team on our slide is Aston Villa. So your opinion, your preference, or someone you think should not be picked from Aston Villa of the players that we have on the screen: Oli Watkins, Bailey, and Luca Digne.
Okay. With the fixes they are getting now, everybody would have expected owning 2 or 3 players from Aston Villa, but now the form they are in, Gerrard is not doing well, particularly. Uh, I don't look to own as much players from Aston Villa, but if they particularly improve on defense, Digne or Cash is the way to go. I had Cash for at least 3 game weeks, giving him chance on first game week as well, but he did depress me, and he had an injury after that.
So Matikash and Luca Digne. So they are conceding goals. Probably not the right time to have them in your teams. But at the same time, they have goals. And considering their fixtures, Southampton, Leeds, Nottingham Forest before playing Chelsea. Digne might be the one who might be creating some chances as well. He takes set pieces as well, like corners and then free kicks at times. So probably if anyone wants to have Aston Villa assets, Digne might be the way forward for the next 3 game weeks.
Yeah, I have had him in my wildcard draft as of now, but Digne is an interesting FPL assist to one. Sometimes he's doing that good, and all of a sudden he gets one on goal and he gives us a minus point. He's quite an
Exactly.
interesting player to one.
One question for you is Bailey nailed in Steven Gerrard's side now that he has saved his job?
Yeah, I expect him to be nailed because Fortino has not been doing that good, and Bailey has been taking shots outside the box. He has been getting the goals. At that price bracket, particularly for a bench fodder that you can play him on the games that your bench players are out. Bailey is the one that you can own as well. He has
And
been
what do you think
interesting
of?
player to own this season as well because he blanked, and then when he was on everybody's bench, he scored.
All right, so looking at the fixtures, 3 matches, very interesting for Steven Gerrard. Probably would want to win all of those 3 matches before taking on Chelsea. All
If they
right,
win all three,
so
they'll be getting a lot of points. Yeah.
yeah, and then Steven Gerrard would be happy before going to the playing against Chelsea, the club which he almost joined back when Jose Mourinho was the manager of Chelsea. All right, so your captain pick suggestions for the coming game week.
As far as captain is concerned, now Halal has been yeah, almost considered as a permanent captain like Salah was last season. But if anyone is willing to go out of land and go for some differentiated, add his spice into the FPL team, there are other good options as well. Particularly for a differential, I consider Cancelo as good because yes, he will be getting those clean sheet points. And of course, if he gets 1 or 2 goals and assists, he has been taking shots outside the box regularly. And if one of those goes inside the net and one of his cross goes into the head of Haaland, that is a big goal that is coming. So, other Premier range, Kane has been doing particularly good for Spurs. He has been the main man. He's been getting assists, goals, penalties, and all. And De Bruyne, yeah, he has been getting 7 to 8 points consistently, but he's been lagging that big goal that he should be getting apart from that one game. So he's been doing one goal as well.
All right, so yeah, that's quite an interesting insight as to who could be picked. Obviously, there are other names as well in terms of players that you might want to have as differentials. Some names might include players like from Liverpool, probably Mohamed Salah, but he's not playing in the coming game week, so it's quite a tricky game week for now. But at the same time, if you're looking for someone for the longer run in terms of captaincy, like Himal has been mentioning, there are just 3-4 names. that can be like your switchable captains like Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, or Harry Kane in the long run. All right, so this is the FPLMN show exclusively brought to you by Inira Diamonds, and then we've got Mero Doctor as the healthcare partner. We have Nitish Sweets and Nitish Bakery as the celebrations partners, and we've got Park Safari Resort and at the same time Hotel Kaushi from Pokhara as our hospitality partners. So let's take a brief wildcard tour brought to us by our hospitality partners Park Safari and Hotel Kaushi. So this is your pick. So talk through about this wildcard tour.
Yeah, on premium bracket I've shown that is quite interesting because I don't have De Bruyne because I expect Foden to match the points that Kevin De Bruyne will be getting at around 4 million cheaper price range. He has been starting all those games and on City attack game start he will be getting the points. So Cancelo, Foden and Haaland for me, where Haaland will be the captain. And on forward line, Isak or Tone is still a doubt for me. Uh, if I don't hold stack, Isak I might be getting cent maximum if it is fine. If he's fine, I'll for sure get him and have Tony on my front line. Yeah, apart from that, it's particularly this team also.
So we've got Son in the midfield alongside Jared Bowen. Martinelli stays out there in the team. So Arsenal, but Eura Matre assets. So why only one player from Arsenal, Dobaki, when they've been
Yeah,
doing quite well?
also, I could have won this, but with the fixer swing coming, I want to
Mhm.
have two among Mitrovic, Isak, and Tone.
Yeah.
So for that, I need to sell Jesus, who is an Allion player that might kill rank for me, but taking the
Mhm.
risk is what takes you at front.
What about
So
what
for
about?
defense, I was thinking about Zinchenko.
Mhm.
Yeah, for defense, I was thinking about Zinchenko, but he has been particularly playing the role of defensive midfielder more than he should be playing fullback. If he had been a fullback, he would be getting all those assists. But since he's playing as defensive midfielder, I'm not getting expecting that much points. He'll be getting more passes, but not the FPL points. So I'm holding particularly Martinelli, but he may or may not be in my team up to that deadline as well. Let's see what will
Okay.
go.
And what about Liverpool? None of the players from your own team in this, probably because they don't have the match in the coming game week. Not even on the bench.
Yeah, of course. While playing fantasy, the thing Yeah, while playing fantasy, what you need to do is you need to particularly avoid your team bias, of course. Yeah. So they have not been having game of to game next game weekend. Then fixture swings combat game 12 when City blank, and then I can swap Haaland. Sorry, I can swap Salah for Son, and I can get if I can get Trent Alexander-Arnold, I guess I'll be fine.
All right, so that makes sense. And then you've got like your defense line looks quite was any forward-going defenders like will be creating chances and probably scoring themselves as well. The midfield is oozing creativity with Martinelli also among the goals. Phil Foden has been creating assists for Haaland and Isaac, like we mentioned about him. He has come in and scored already and already and looks very lethal. Haaland, no one needs to talk about him. So moving on to Mitrovic has a beautiful start. Reece James is there. Nico Williams has been quite productive at just 4.2, and then Andreas. All right, so after this, we go on to the next slide and next segment. In fact, the FPLMN team checkup brought to us by Mero Doctor. So, talk through about this team, which also involves the names that we had previously not mentioned, involving Diego Dalot, and then in the midfield, there's Rashford and Bailey, the captain being
Yeah,
Nick Pope.
this team particularly is a wildcard team. I activated wildcard in 5 game 7, but yeah, but the game week 7 itself got postponed. So what I did was I have all the players that are supposed to get the rise, and so I'll be getting some 0.1 or 0.2 million in the bank. So that's the reason you are seeing Rashford there. But if his fixtures was not cancelled, you would have probably been in my team as well. So that
Also,
is the
Diego
reason I guess.
Dalot. Dalot को त भ्याल्यु पनि बढिरहेको छ क्यारे अहिले because like
Also, at 4.5 range, he's doing good. United have improved defensively and he has been creating chances, which of course in bad bonus point will be good for defender. So if his Leeds game didn't postpone, I would have had considered him. But now since there is no game, he's not option anymore for me.
Exactly. United's defense has, drastically improved after the introduction of Martinez when he started playing, and they got rid of Harry Maguire. I know. So they've not been making as many errors or mistakes when Harry Maguire was playing. I know. And then also Cristiano Ronaldo comes from the bench, which probably is Eric Ten Hag seems to have realized how to manage his assets better. So I don't know if Harry Maguire is going to be ever in the starting 11 again, unless injuries happen. Touch wood, probably not for Manchester United fans out there watching us. But at the same time, the defensive improvement in Manchester United obviously gives or adds a different, injects a different lot of energy and enthusiasm in the entire team. We've seen Rashford clicking after Ten Hag made those tweaks with the team. I don't know that the Rashford was also not contributing.
Hazard.
So this is
Yeah,
the team that you more insights on Manchester
yeah.
United.
Particularly as I already told, I gave captain to Pope. Yeah, and sides, the players I'd be looking to on from Manchester United are particularly Rashford and Dalot, but they have been doing good this season. If the game was not postponed, they were the fantastic SS2 on, but which we didn't expect in Game 1, of course. We didn't expect owning Manchester, two or three Manchester United players, but uh, the way Martinez is doing good, not particularly what we expected in Game 1 because everyone were criticizing the height he has and the competition that he needs to face in Premier League. But sorting all those criticism down and all has been doing good. He has been particularly the main face of defense of Manchester United.
All right. So after that, we move on and take a look at the overall rank so far. Basanta Khanal leads with 463 points. And we've got the top 10 out there. I'm nowhere to be seen. What is your rank, Himal? Let's finally. FPL Manager Nepal.
Uh, I need to take once, but I guess I'm in top 50.
Top 5. Okay. So
I'm
this
at
is
around 900.
900.
But particularly even if I'm not doing good, my team Himalayan Knights is doing good. They have won 3 by 3 games in Championship. Yeah.
Okay, I see Basanta Khanalji almost all of the leagues that I'm in, like Utsani is the one who's been leading, followed by Janit Adhikari, and they've got Vivek Kumar Shrestha. It's quite close between the second and third, but Basanta Khanal is like leading by some margin out there, and then it's very tight. Until top 10 मात्रै होइन त्यसपछि त पुरै सबै क्लोजै छ होइन and for September we've
Yeah,
got
around that,
yeah.
around that 400 points range, I guess there are many of us managers out there. So this game week up to game week 16 will be the one that will decide how it will be. But still, more than just 25%, even 25% of the Premier League is not on yet. Still a room to bounce back.
Exactly, and there's a lot of football to be played. Bichama World Cup pani छ, so you never know if the same assets that we have in our teams would be in our teams after the World Cup or not. So a lot of football remains, especially with Premier League, which just into game week 8. So in the month of September, we had Nirmal Upadhyaya, and this segment, the FPLMN Open League Diamonds, is brought to all of us by Inira Diamond, our league partner. And then talking about the September rank, we've got Nirmal Upadhyaya 110 points, Jordan Bomson only 8 points behind with 102, and then there was a bit of gap of around like 11, 12 points out there, 13 points. Munna Bhai, MBBS 89, Simon Adhikari 88, Maheshwarti Monsina, Mahito Dakal, Isur Prajapati, Sudeep Thapa, Madan Tamrakar, and Rishabh Marasini in the month of September. So far that is, and then we also expect a lot of other names to be seen as the month progresses, as the game weeks progress, and we wish all of our winners all the very congratulations and all the very best for coming months as well. So after that, we move on to check what has been happening. So Himalayas in which team?
Himalayan Knights.
Okay, so Himalayan Knights in the top of the League 2. So let's first begin with League 1. In League 1, we've got Mertz Titan, 2 wins out of 2, followed by Kathmandu Gladiators. Of the 3 matches, they've got won 2 and lost 1. Seoul Supremos, 1 won, 1 lost, 2 matches. Capital Patriots, of which I am a member, we've only won 1 and lost 2. We're at 4th, minus 20. Devil's Ton, 3-1-2, and Kanipur Pirates, same results in terms of matches won and lost. That is 1-1-2 lost. In League 2, Himalco team saw Himalayan Knights, Played 3-1-3. How do you guys even do it?
Yeah, particularly even if we are not doing that good in terms of classic, but when one is not scoring, other is the one that is backing up. Yeah, so in terms of team play, that has been a good game.
All
We
right,
have
so
had
yeah,
one
that
close game with, I guess, MZL, where we won by 6 points. But apart from that, we have been going on a pretty good marks.
so that was a marginal win against Mazipalake. So Aussie Avengers second with 2 wins and 1 loss. Mazipalake 2 wins, 1 loss. Melbourne Southsiders 1-1, 2 lost. While Nepal Royal Vikings and Swambu Thunders yet to open their account. So we wish them all the very best for the rest of the season as well. So after that, I think we've come to the end of this edition. We one more time apologize for all of our viewers if we failed to answer any of your questions, and at the same time we had this internet issue. So if there's any question, that we might be taking some of them as well. So feel free to drop in your questions if you have any. So this was a brand new episode of the FPLMN show exclusively by Inira Diamonds, and then we got Mero Doctor, Hotel Kaushi, Park Safari, and Nitish Bakery, all of our partners out there. So let's see if we've got one more question or not. All right. While we wait for the questions, if we get any out there, I have one question for you, Himal. So where do you see Liverpool finishing this season?
Liverpool this season is a tough to say because Arsenal and City have been on different form, but I at least expect them to be top two. The good is if they win the Premier League, but in top two or top three, I guess it's fine the way that we have started. We have already been lagging on 5 and 6 points with Arsenal and Man City. So
All right. So that also makes
a lot
sense.
of
So
football is yet to go.
yeah.
We can see the turnaround. Yeah.
All right, so let's take some previous comments as well that we probably might have missed out. At the same time, there's one question, interesting question about free hits or wildcards. What do you suggest for this game week?
Yeah, for particularly this game week, I'll suggest wildcard because first wildcard with we'll be getting wildcard on the World Cup again. This is the least important chip that we'll be using, and that will be changing the ranks if you go early on players like Tripper, Newcastle Defense, and other at front three. So wildcard is the way to go. Free it. Yeah, for even for double game weeks and next upcoming blank game weeks, we'll be having big margins of free. But since wildcard is not that important chip considered, this wildcard particularly is not that important chip while compared to others because we'll be using it early part of the season. Yeah, I'll say wildcard. Yeah.
All right, so then there is this another question: 6.5 million midfielders. Any suggestion? This is from
Yeah,
Jeevan
for
Jaguna.
6.5 million midfielder, I'll particularly look for cent maximum bid if it is free. Yeah, but if you have budget up to go to 7.2 million after a game week, I guess Zaha is the one to go.
All
Zaha
right,
because
so
just because he is on the very great form. Yeah.
okay, so with that, we come to the end of today's edition of the FPLMN show. Big fan of Himal Pandey, sir. We probably hope that you've earned a lot of more followers in terms of your knowledge of fantasy football and the kind of suggestions you've made throughout. I thoroughly enjoyed it. What was your opinion? How did you feel? Except for the internet, which we seriously, genuinely apologize for our viewers. What was your experience?
Yeah, the experience was particularly good. I was confused what I'm supposed to speak because particularly this game week has not been a normal part of game week. A game week prior to this, we have had no game week and now we have three fixtures postponed. So the conversation was indeed fruitful. And the support from the audience side as well, it was particularly good. And the support I have been receiving from in COT World Cup, particularly the team we have represented in Poland, Soros Dai, and all even from FPL organizer team and my friends from college as well. It has been particularly good experience. Yeah.
All right, and thank you to all of the viewers who watched this edition live on Facebook and will probably be there on YouTube as well. At the same time, a big shout out to Subin who helped us with some technical aspects before our internet messed up. So with that, we come to the end. Thank you so much, Himal. It was nice talking to you, and we probably hope to see you again and with more insights as the season progresses.
Okay, thank you. Hope you have a good
All right, guys. Bye. Enjoy.
Bye.